Greetings from the Philippines to the world. We are on Facebook Live on Eagle News and also on our streaming site, eaglenewslive.com. Watch us also on our YouTube channel at Eagle News. I am Cesar Vallejos. Welcome to Open for Business. Join me discover the latest news and information in business around the world. Stay ahead of the curve from vision to action. The peso is 52.23 against the dollar, and at the closing of trade last Friday, the Philippine Stock Exchange Index closed at 7,914.16, down 3.23 points or 0.04%. There's a lot of excitement and hype about cryptocurrencies. This digital currency is changing the way we transact business, and it also presents a number of investment opportunities. In the Philippines, there is a growing market on cryptocurrency, and there are risks associated with it, especially if you do not have the prerequisite knowledge on the technology and the coins. Investors should be armed with knowledge to significantly reduce the risk and be able to invest in the long-term fundamentals of the technology. What are the opportunities in the cryptocurrency market today? What information do we need to acquire the right knowledge before investing? And how do we invest in cryptocurrencies? This afternoon, we have a guest from Up Digital Currency and CGSC Business Support Services to tell us a safe way to invest in cryptocurrency and how their product can have the potential to be the top cryptocurrency in the Philippines. Amir Chandran, Chief Operating Officer of CGSC Business Support Services and Up Digital Currency Ambassador, is in the set of Open for Business. But before that, let's take a look at these headlines from Business Mirror. Filipino migrant workers sent less money back home in June this year compared to the volume of remittances they sent in the same month 2018, marking the largest decline of overseas Filipino workers' cash transfers in a year. The Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas on Thursday reported cash remittances to have reached $2.29 billion in June 2019. This is the lowest monthly remittance volume to the country for the year. It is also 2.9% lower than the remittances of $2.36 billion sent by OFWs in the same month last year. Tracing the source of the drop, the central bank traced the decline largely to land-based Filipino migrant workers whose remittances dropped by 5.4% during the month. The overall decline would have been larger, the BSP said, if it were not mitigated by the 6.3% increase in the cash transfers of sea-based workers. Saudi Arabia and Qatar were the countries that contributed most to the decline, which could have been due to lower oil prices that also reduced the revenues of these oil-producing countries. The fate of the country's real estate industry is now tied with the Philippine offshore gaming operators, or POGO, which employ hundreds of thousands of foreign workers whose need for housing and workstations have caused property rates to spike. Ateneo Center for Economic Research and Development Director Alvin Ang warned on Thursday that the country's real estate industry may be overly reliant on the locators and foreign workers of the POGO for their business activities. If they will suddenly pull out, our real estate sector will decline since its growth relies on them, Ang said in a forum. He cited reports from Colliers International, which showed the demand of POGO firms for real estate shot up 37% for the first half of the year. Meanwhile, property demand of knowledge process outsourcing and voice process outsourcing firms declined by 14% and 9% respectively. Ang said the local consumers will not be able to immediately replace foreign-dominated POGO firms in purchasing. The problem is the prices of properties are currently high, so the absorptive capacity of local consumers will not be able to cope with it. It will take some time before the prices go down, Ang said. Former Socioeconomic Planning Secretary Cialito Habito said China may be already aware of this and may soon be able to take advantage of it. When Open for Business returns, we will have Amir Chandran, Chief Operating Officer of CGSC Business Support Services and UP Digital Currency Ambassador here in the Philippines. Open for Business will return. Stay with us. We are open for business, and we're now here with Amir Chandran, Chief Operating Officer of CGSC Business Support Services and the Ambassador of UP Digital Currency here in the Philippines. Amir, thank you for coming over.
My pleasure. Thank you for having me.
I know that you came all the way from Clark, and of course we hear a lot of the hustle and bustle, and there's a lot of activities going on now, especially on the economic side with Clark. What's happening there?
Correct. Actually, development when it comes to properties, there's a lot of properties coming up. A lot of major companies are moving in. I'd say mainly because major things are happening when it comes to the development within Clark. The airport, they're priming it to be the main airport in the Philippines, so that's another pull. The metro line is actually being worked on. I believe it's on phase 1 or phase 2 at the moment. So we've got companies like Uber, Mercedes moving in, and that's the plan for the future.
Yeah, and there's a lot of international brands transferring there. And also, one of the reports that we've been telling is, and we've been reporting, is that Clark is also a way to decongest Metro Manila. That's why there's a lot of push from the government and the private sector to bring a lot of multinational companies, have set up their offices in Clark. Is that also why this new company or startup is set up in Clark?
True, because right now, obviously, traffic is a huge problem here in Manila. So their idea of turning Clark into the main airport, main base of operations, just to reduce congestion. A lot of companies being moved, either starting up in Clark or even companies that are based in Manila moving over to Clark because of the properties opening up, and the deals they have should help a lot with the population issue that we have right now. And when it comes to new businesses like mine that we've started up, it's due to this constant demand that is coming on for the new companies that are coming in, especially new startups, unknown businesses. They're just moving into the field, going with the flow, going with the drop in pricing when it comes to properties in Clark, becoming locators and starting their businesses there. So we started this business to help them achieve that marketing goals that they have, get them recognized in the market, show them the steps when it comes to their business, what to avoid, what's the pitfalls. So that's how we began CGSC. Me and my partner actually started it together.
Which exactly is my next question. CGSC, what exactly is CGSC?
Well, CGSC is Clark Global Services Company. It actually started off purely as a BPO company. Just like every other BPO company out there, our services included cloud staffing, lead gen, customer service, all outsourcing services that we could provide. And obviously with the boom in Clark, that's when we started transitioning into marketing as well, and doing marketing and advertising. So we've hired a world-class team when it comes to marketing and sales to help our future clients and our current clients to achieve their goals. and improve their numbers, the bottom line, basically.
So you mentioned it's not just a BPO company, but
Right.
it is also a marketing services company. What specific services do you offer to clients?
Right now, it's mainly when it comes to digital marketing. We do a lot of online marketing when it comes to ads, SEO. We even do all their collateral work, meaning when it comes to their banners, light boards, business cards, the basics, as well as, like I said, the online stuff. Right now, we've got experts when it comes to SEO. I believe we've got the top 5 SEO marketers in probably the Philippines right now, working on us. So our push is basically to have these online businesses, these new startups, to get on Google, get a higher rating on Google, get more exposed online. The millions of people that use the internet get to see them. So that's where our services come in.
And actually, there's a lot of viewers coming from the micro, small, and medium enterprises
Right.
who really need digital marketing, because as they say,
Right.
if you in this age and time, if you're not on the internet, if you're not in the digital world, it's
Right.
harder for you to
Right.
really cater to your market. And what's good about this of the services that you offer is that it is not you will make your company relevant and respond not only to the local market, but you will be able to target the international market. Is that the vision of your company, to be able to reach out also not only to the markets here in the Philippines, but other countries?
To be completely honest, when it came to the BPO side, we've already been dealing with international clients. So that gives us a way in when it comes to offering services of marketing to international clients. But our vision for the company was, we want the Philippines to be a leader. We want the Philippines to move up from the whole third world status. We want to be among the leaders in the country, the leaders in the world when it comes to technology, when it comes to marketing. And we don't want that idea of, oh, let's do it in the Philippines because it's cheaper, but not as good when it comes to quality. That's where we're trying to make that change. So our immediate future for our company is basically to grow that aspect here nationally in the Philippines before we start focusing 100% on international clients itself. Priority is the Philippines.
I agree with you. And also, when we talk about BPOs, that's already a key driver of the economy.
Right.
A lot of I think our GDP, our economy is really boosted by the BPO
Correct.
sector. And now, you are also the ambassador of Up Digital Currency here in the Philippines, which is exactly our topic this
Right.
afternoon. There's a lot of hype. I mentioned in my introduction earlier, there's a lot of talk about cryptocurrency. There's a lot, of course, when you talk about cryptocurrency, you will also, talk about Bitcoin and blockchain.
Right.
These are technologies that are presented by the advent of the fourth industrial
Right.
revolution. Now, focusing on cryptocurrency, what exactly is cryptocurrency? Because we also know that there's a lot of investors,
Correct.
young ones like you, and I also heard a lot of students, millennials going into
Right.
Cryptocurrency because it's something new. A lot of people would like to check on this new technology. What's the fundamentals in cryptocurrency? But before that, what
Go ahead.
exactly is it? What is
Right.
cryptocurrency?
Well, cryptocurrency, to put it in the most simplest terms, is currency, digital currency. So the currency that we use now, when it comes to dollars, pesos, they're
Okay.
technically already digital as well. When you pay with your credit card, how does that money get transferred? It's not physical money that you're handing over. It's completely digitalized. So the cryptocurrency is basically a form of digital currency as well. Another form of digital currency. When it comes to crypto, where the difference comes between cryptocurrency and any other currency is basically that it's decentralized. What that means?
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
Let's go slow here,
Step it back
Amir.
a bit.
Okay. You said that it's basically digital currency, but you also mentioned that a lot of currencies now are digital in nature. Like you mentioned dollars, what else? Euros,
Right.
the peso. These are currencies. But the fact that you can transact via maybe your mobile or your
Right.
e-wallet, that makes it digital currency. But what's the difference between the currency that we know, like we have the physical
Peso. in your
peso,
hand,
the
right.
we have the coins, and we have the paper, the money that we can hold. Can you elaborate on the difference between the currency that we know and this cryptocurrency?
Well, basically, when it comes to the currency that we're all used to, pesos, dollars, stuff like that, where does it come from? Where does it begin? Who tells you that this is authentic versus the fakes? Right? It all starts from the central government. So it
Okay.
has basic currency starts from a central point. It's issued out. That central government or the central entity explains that these are the ones that are legitimate, and anyone else making the same type of currency, those are the fakes.
Okay,
Right?
okay.
When it comes to crypto, that's the massive difference between regular currency and crypto is the entire thing is decentralized. What that means is it's not one central figure verifying the authenticity of currency. It's multiple sections which
Okay.
work. Obviously, we'll move a little bit further into blockchain when it comes to that. But basically, each decentralized entity verifies the currency. So there's
when
no
you say
chance of- right.
decentralized, yeah, you're saying that it is not necessarily controlled by, let's say here in the Philippines, Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas.
Tama.
So it's
Right.
not under that, but it may soon be, because I also heard reports that somehow the government is open to this digital currency, but there's a lot of study that's going on,
Right.
because that's what's already happening in the world.
When it comes to the government, of course, that just like you said, they're already in talks. They're already trying to use digital currencies, especially crypto. The reason for that, obviously, is because of the impact cryptocurrency has, and anyone looking at it can understand that this is the future. This is where we're headed. This
Okay.
is where we're going, as well as the government. They understand that, so they want to get a way in where it works for the country, it works for the government, it works for the people, which is the reason why they're in talks with other cryptocurrency firms. When it comes to the benefits of crypto, there's a lot of things crypto can do that regular currency can't
Okay.
at this present point, especially when it comes to transferring huge amounts, making sure that there's no counterfeits.
Okay.
That's something that doesn't happen with cryptocurrency. You cannot make a fake Bitcoin. It's just not possible because, like I said, it's decentralized. So these entities are in separate countries all around the world. So it passes through what's called miners. They're called crypto miners. So it passes through a certain miner. He verifies the authenticity, the amount being transferred from the sender and the receiver. That is correct. Says okay. At the same time, simultaneously, there's another miner verifying it as well. So to fake it, you need to get these 20 random miners all to work together and say that, okay, it's real when it's not. And which is just not possible because it's random. You don't know who's mining it, who it's coming to next, which transaction. Each transaction has its unique key, encryption key. So there's no changing that.
But how can you be a miner? Like you say, it's controlled and it's verified by a cryptocurrency miner. How can you be a miner? And who checks on the authenticity of the activities of that miner?
Right. Actually, anybody can be a miner. I can be a miner. Now, specifically, you'd be mining a certain coin. To give you some history when it came to Bitcoin, before Bitcoin became so expensive and and worth so much.
Just for our audiences
Right.
to understand, Bitcoin is a type of currency.
It's a type of cryptocurrency.
Okay.
Correct. So when it came to Bitcoin, before they grew to where they are right now, you could mine a Bitcoin with just a good computer with regular specs, a little bit high spec. As they grew, it became you need to have a very good video card to mine it. And now, at the level it's basically getting harder and harder to mine because Bitcoin is so big and worth so much. So where it's at is you need to purchase these specialized equipment to mine Bitcoin. But that's again, that same schedule works for other cryptocurrencies as well. They're just coming into the market, so now you can mine them with a regular PC that has decent specs. And as those currencies grow, they get bigger. Now moving on to your second question about who watches over these miners, nobody does, because you don't need to. If I, as a miner, tomorrow I become a miner and I put it in saying that, oh yeah, there's 100,000 pesos in this transaction, when there's not. And I say that it's supposed to go to XYZ wallet when it's not supposed to. The other 5, maybe 10 miners who I don't know who they are, I have no connection with them because it's random being sent over to them, they reply saying that no, it's not. So when it comes to crypto, you don't need someone to oversee it because the people, the members, the users are overseeing it as a whole, as a collective. Yep. So if you look at it as the central government tells you what's authentic. This dollar is real, this peso is real, that one's not. When it comes to crypto, the people as a collective come together and say this transaction is authentic.
Well, the discussion is very interesting. So what we'll do is we'll ask more questions and, of course, the main topic, which is how do you safely invest in cryptocurrency? We'll talk about it later when Open for Business returns. We'll be back. Stay tuned. We are back and we are open for business. And still with me is Amir Chandran, Chief Operating Officer at CGSC Business Support Services and Ambassador of Up Digital Currency here in the Philippines. Okay, let's talk about, we covered the basics of cryptocurrency.
Right.
Now, we would like to focus on this Up Digital Currency. What is it?
Basically, Up Digital Currency, the difference, we can go starting just to explain it. It's a deflationary digital currency. The difference between Up Digital Currency and majority of the cryptos out there, this is a growth-only coin. So what that means is the biggest problem people face when it comes to crypto is the market's so volatile. You buy today, you don't know if you're making money tomorrow or it's crashing. Now, UPDC, Up Digital Currency, their vision is to keep it as a growth-only coin, where you know exactly how much you're making tomorrow, how much you're making in a year, how much you're making in 10 years. You can see those numbers. You can actually see the growth of your coin. And that's the biggest difference between UPDC. And it's an ERC20 token. It's on the blockchain. So we're moving towards regulating it as well.
Okay. Now, you mentioned about tokens. How do you buy the Up Digital Currency tokens?
Well,
in the first place. But again, I'd like to break it down to our audience. What is a token in the cryptocurrency world?
All right. A token basically is the coin. It's the cryptocurrency. Just look at a bill, a single bill, that's your token.
Okay.
So how you have 1 peso, a token is that 1 peso, but in the digital world.
Okay.
That's basically what
So
it is.
with Up digital currency, how do you buy the tokens there?
So there's multiple ways that you can purchase, multiple means to pay and buy. We look at it as pay and invest, not pay and buy per se. It's basically you're putting in your pesos or your dollars and you're exchanging it for the same value in coins, right? So it's an exchange. So what you do is you can go to upstake.com. Right now, that's the exchange, the only exchange that we're using. That's the only place where you can purchase the token at the moment. So all you need to do is go to upstake.com.
Upstake.com. That's
sir.
basically, when you say exchange, it's the site where you go to buy or you
Correct.
sell your
Correct.
tokens.
So you buy, sell, that's the exchange. So all you need to do is go there, make an account. You can, majority of time, you can use a referral, which should be placed. You will be able to have a referral placed. And once you're done with that, you pick out the amount of tokens that you're willing to purchase, put in either your debit card information, credit card information, or the most popular way here in the Philippines, the way I do it, is CoinsPH. So you create a CoinsPH wallet, you go over to 7-Eleven, over the counter, you pay money to put money into your CoinsPH wallet, and you purchase using your Bitcoins from CoinsPH. They have a conversion over there where you can change your pesos automatically to the current rate of the Bitcoin.
So the CoinsPH is like your e-wallet. It's
Right.
like, of course, one of the, a lot of people are
Correct.
familiar with
Right.
GCash and other
Correct.
e-wallets. So coins.ph is one of those e-wallets. Is that
Yes.
correct?
Correct, correct. GCash and CoinsPH, just the difference between them is CoinsPH accepts Bitcoin. You can transfer, receive Bitcoin from CoinsPH. You can exchange, convert your pesos to Bitcoin, and they have other type of cryptocurrencies as well on their exchange.
So now, if you invest in Up digital currency, it's necessary for you to have coins.ph.
Not necessarily. Like I said, the other way of purchasing, because your coins are not going to be held in CoinsPH.
Okay.
It's going to be held on your account in Upstake.
Okay.
Right? So the coins and the tokens that you purchase from basically when you purchase UPDC tokens, they're being held in your on the exchange itself in your account. You have your personalized account. CoinsPH is a way to purchase. It just helps people who want to just go down, who doesn't have debit card or a credit card. But if you have
okay, so the reason why you emphasized or you mentioned CoinsPH is to illustrate that individuals who don't have credit cards,
Correct.
it's as easy as going to, as you mentioned,
7-Eleven.
to 7-Eleven,
Yes.
load it similar to how you load your e-wallet, buy
Correct.
it there, and there you go. You can now have
you
an
have your
exchange.
coins.
You have your coin.
You have your tokens. Correct.
Okay.
So the other way is for majority of the people, the working class, is you have a debit card or a credit card. You go on to upstake.com on the exchange and put the amount that you want to purchase, pay it by card, and that's that. Simple as that. It's a 1, 2, 3 process.
Wow, perfect. Now, you also mentioned earlier that the market with other, especially investing in cryptocurrencies, is volatile. So, but you mentioned that Up digital currency is really targeted towards growth. So, how will your investment grow in Up digital currency?
Basically, the algorithm is fixed to, in simple terms, the way we've done it is whenever you make a transaction, a certain percentage of that transaction gets burned.
Okay.
And that's how we're able to maintain the growth of the coin. So as supply decreases, value increases, right? So as value of the coin, of the token increases, of the UPDC token increases, gradually the supply decreases. So you reduce the amount of coins in circulation. So that's what makes it more valuable in the future. When more people are using the coin, circulating the coin out there, and less of those coins are available, which is the same concept when it comes to Bitcoin. They have a limited number of coins. You have a limited supply, and that's what drives value up, right? So when we say that it's a growth-only coin, right now, currently, it's growing at 30% a month. Okay, so you see a change every hour. It's growing per hour. Every time the exchange resets, you can see your coin, your token value go up. So at the rate of 30% a month. At the end of this year, closer to December 1st, is when the value changes. Because the more users that come on board, the value gradually decreases. The ideal spot that we're thinking in 10 years, the vision is it'll be leveled out where you're earning 3% a month, which is better than most banks. Most banks give you 1.5 a year.
That's right. Okay. Now, a lot of investors also would, some of, especially those who don't have the basic knowledge in investments, when they make that investment, they want to immediately, get a lot of returns, and to some people, they like magic. But in this case, so with up digital currency, how long will it take you for your investment to grow?
That's a very good question. My advice to any investors out there is if you're investing in any form of cryptocurrency, especially ours, especially up digital currency, invest the money that you have.
Okay.
Because when you're making an investment in a product like ours, you're making the investment to hold till the value goes up. So just imagine you have your 100 pesos that you've invested, and it's growing at 30% a month. You can sell it anytime. You can sell it anytime. There's no problem about selling. You can put it up for sale, and as long as there's a buyer, you can sell those coins at the current value, at the fixed value the next day. So you'll make a profit. But the idea is to hold it for a year. So your 100 pesos grows up to 15,000 pesos or 16,000 pesos, and that's when you sell. Right? But by that time, most likely you can see the next year, the future of what it's going to grow at, and most people are going to be like, let me hold my 16,000 pesos, let it grow a little bit more before I sell, right? So
at least,
that's how it works.
That's the minimum. You're telling now, Amir, that if you want to invest, at least you hold it on for a year, and not what others like. When they invest, they want it to, they want to sell it in maybe 2 months or 3 months.
Correct. Actually, that is the eventually the problem that we're facing, and that's the problem that any new crypto currency faces. It comes down to liquidity. Every consumer, anyone investing in anything, always wants to have that safety of, okay, if I'm not happy with it, or if the price is dropping, I want to be able to pull out my money right now and cut my losses. Correct. So that's the liquidity issue that Upstake is facing, which we're working on. We have a lot of things in our pipeline to fix that. When it comes to, we've actually been setting up deals with. This is in the near future. Our plan is to be listed on exchanges, on other multiple exchanges, just to drive up liquidity. Where you're in that session where you don't need to wait to sell. You can sell immediately directly to another exchange, right? The current situation now is, if you would like to sell, you go log into your account on Upstake, choose the amount of coins you want to sell, and list it up for sale. And as long as another user or another member comes on board to buy it, it's first come, first serve. So how many people are on your list, your coins get sold. Now, if you don't sell in that first hour, it resets. So you're not always going to be stuck on the bottom of the list. It resets. You put in your sale order immediately, and it automatically pops back into another hour of trying to sell that coin. So it is slow now. We're not denying the fact that it is a little bit slow to sell your coins. It's not impossible. You should be able to sell your coins, especially with the fact that our users are growing. The biggest thing that I would advise, my main advice, if you take anything from it, is hold. If you're investing in UPDC, you're investing to hold your money. You're investing the money that you don't need right now, or the money that you were going to put in your bank and maybe earn 1% by the end of the year. That's the money I'm asking that I would advise you invest.
Which is basically the concept of investing. The concept of investing is that you, when you invest a specific amount to a specific property, you will not, some would really want immediate returns. But
Right.
the key, as some experts would tell us, would be really to look at, of course, the business environment,
Right.
the many factors that affect your investments, and of course to hold, as you mentioned. But
Right.
sometimes you really have to look at the different factors affecting the economy and also the business sector that you are in, which leads me to the question of the challenges. Now, when a consumer or an investor invests or goes into the exchange platform, what will be the challenges that investors would expect or anticipate?
Right now, whenever you invest in anything, there's always risk. Correct? There's always risk. Our job as providers is to reduce the risk for the consumer, reduce the risk for the investor.
Correct.
Right? So what we've done and our vision for it is to completely eliminate risk to a point where it comes like people start looking at the UPDC token as, oh my God, I can make my money on this. I'm not worried about losing anything because I know it's going to grow. Right now it's growing fast because we have a smaller amount of users, which is not that small. We're at 79,000, over 79,000 users already. So
79,000 users worldwide.
right.
Okay. And if that is the number of people engaged now, what's the future? What's your projection as to the number of users? And are you expecting a lot of people to engage in this up digital currency?
Right now, funnily, the major country or where we receive most of our subscribers from, the people that have taken to our product and understood our product, is the Philippines.
Wow.
We have the Philippines on the top of the list, followed by the States and other countries. We have users worldwide, multiple countries, whether it's India, Thailand, Korea, China, we have users worldwide. So for us, growth of the coin and eliminating all risk is the main deal, concept.
Okay, but why is the Philippines on top of the list? There's a lot of why the interest of Filipinos in cryptocurrency and up digital currency.
I think the reason why Filipinos have taken to this is when you think of investing, you're talking about, oh my God, I need to invest 10,000 pesos,
Okay.
25,000 pesos, and 50,000 pesos, and majority of people can't do that. Right? At majority, the regular Joe working a regular job, earning 15,000 pesos, can't put up that much money to buy a Bitcoin or to invest in stocks and shares. So I think the appeal for UPDC is there's no limit to how much you want to invest. You want to put in $1, you want to buy $1 worth of tokens, you can do that today. So
Yeah,
I think that's our major appeal.
Okay, you said there's no limit, but definitely there's a minimum. So do you need a lot of money to invest in cryptocurrency, or how much
Right.
would you have to invest? What is there a minimum requirement?
When it comes to minimum, there's none. Like I said, you can purchase with $1, which is our major appeal, I guess, with the Philippines. But at the same time, obviously, if you want to make decent money, you purchase with a certain amount, you invest a certain amount. What I did 6 months ago was I bought 5,000 pesos worth.
So at 5,000, you can already, as long as you sign up in the platform, you can invest immediately.
Right. I advised a lot of friends, even my employees, that if they're investing in UPDC, and depending on their earnings per month, all you need to do is probably invest 10%. 10% of what you've earned this month. Move that 10%, whether it's 1,000 pesos, whether it's 500 pesos, whether it's 5,000 pesos. Move that towards your investments and diversify. Don't put it all into Upstake. If you're doing shares, stocks, it's just more appealing to do it in Upstake because there's no minimum. Versus other places you need to purchase, you need to put up a certain amount of money for it to mean anything. Like you need to invest 50,000 pesos before you earn a decent sum of money. Whereas in Upstake, your 10 pesos, you can see by the end of the year, it's 600 pesos. So just by that calculation and being able to see the growth, that's what makes it a better investment. That's what makes it a safer investment because it's a growth-only coin.
Wow, yeah, interesting. But okay, we mentioned earlier, and you also acknowledged that there are other cryptocurrencies available in the market. What is now the competitive advantage of digital currency? Why would Filipinos, why would we invest? What's the competitive advantage of this currency?
It comes down to volatility in the market. The market for, I wouldn't say all, but majority of the leaders in crypto, it's just volatile. Just a few days ago, Bitcoin jumped from 12,000 US down to 9,000.
Wow.
So just imagine the people that invested, put their house on mortgage and took a loan out and bought a lot of Bitcoins because from 10,000 it jumped up to 12,000. And they thought they were going to make a lot of money and then boom, everything crashed. Now they're down by 9,000, it's down to 9,000 and they've lost a lot of money, right? The appeal for UPDC is just that. When it comes to competing against other crypto is the fact that you can see where your money is going to be. You know how much it's going to be tomorrow, how much it's going to be a week from now, how much it's going to be a year from now. So that the risk of it dropping is completely removed compared to other cryptocurrencies.
Interesting. Now, we're running out of time. We are talking about this exciting digital currency, but what's the future of this business? Are we looking at a shift to investments into this? And in your future, you also mentioned earlier, eventually you will go into IPO. What's the future of the business?
Well, the future of the business is, it's all consumer oriented. We have a roadmap right now where you can see it on upstake.com as well. We have a roadmap listed on Upstake, and you can see exactly what's our plans, from being listed on other exchanges, from having other forms of liquidity options available to you guys, like gamble. Gambling is another thing that's being worked on, where UPDC will be accepted as well.
Although we're not heavily promoting it here, but it's just one of the
just another
areas.
Aspect that, an idea that's being bounced around, right?
But we also recognize that the gaming sector is one really huge opportunity here in the Philippines. As a matter of fact, that is bringing the costs of the Bay Area properties somewhere in the south.
Right, correct. 100% for sure. But again, like I said, it's an idea. When it came to the roadmap of what's coming in the future, investors can expect us to be listed on a lot of exchanges. What that means is, at any moment, with a click of your finger, you can change your money, you can change your tokens into any other type of token, any other type of cryptocurrency, any other type of regular currency. That's the huge thing. So the problem that we have right now, which is liquidity, should completely go away the minute we're listed. And that's in our pipeline. That's what we're working towards at the present moment.
Wow, we're running out of time, and I'm sure our viewers have a lot of questions, and you can engage with us when you visit our Facebook, and you can comment on the link of this show. But if investors are really interested to go invest in a digital currency, where will they go, and how would they reach you?
Directly to upstake.com. Our info will be placed as well. They can contact us if they need help, guidance on how to invest, what to invest, how much should we invest based on their financial stability and situation. So we as CGSC also offers that guidance to future investors. But it's so simple by just going to upstake.com. You can purchase right there and exchange your money into tokens and then sit and hold.
That's a very interesting afternoon with this discussion on the future of investments, which is digital currency and cryptocurrency. Thank you very much, Amir, and I hope that you can come back again so that you'll be able to explain more about digital currency. Our term of the week and our word of the week when Open for Business returns. Stay tuned. In our term of the week, you take a refresher of business terms to make you updated, more informed, and ready to make smarter business decisions. Our term of the week is cryptocurrency. It is a digital or virtual currency that uses cryptography for security. A cryptocurrency is difficult to counterfeit because of this security feature. Many cryptocurrencies are decentralized systems based on blockchain technology, a distributed ledger enforced by a disparate network of computers. A defining feature of a cryptocurrency and arguably its biggest allure is its organic nature. It is not issued by any central authority, rendering it theoretically immune to government interference or manipulation. And our words of the week is from Brad Garlinghouse. He said, if the cryptocurrency market overall or a digital asset is solving a problem, it's going to drive some value. Thank you for watching Open for Business. Join us again in the next episodes of Open for Business for more insights from CEOs, thought leaders, and industry experts promoting business development in the Philippines. See you again next week for another episode of Open for Business, where we discuss business information, deliver the latest business news to keep you informed and open for business and be ahead of the curve from vision to action. You're on Facebook Live on Eagle News, and you can watch us again in the video section of the Eagle News Facebook page and on eaglenewslive.com. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Catch me also on Net25's Eagle News International as I join Alma Angeles in reporting more business news here and around the world. For Open for Business, this is Cesar Vallejos. Have a great day.